Hello and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie, and this is lunch break. Hopefully you can take a little break. Feel free to enjoy your lunch while you watch, and I'm going to show you something a little bit different than the cards that we've been making during lunch break. Today we're going to make some Christmas tags. Hopefully you have your Christmas cards done. Maybe you're really organized and you even have them in the mail. Mine are not quite there yet, but that's a project for tonight for sure. I have them made. I just need to get them finished off and addressed and stamped and all that, and then in the mailbox, really, I guess, eh? Anyway, I'm working on it, and hopefully you've got some time to do yours as well if you don't have them done yet. So today I thought we would move on to something else for our Christmas preparations, and that's some Christmas tags. I have not begun to wrap anything yet. I don't actually have a whole lot of wrapping to do, but it's not started yet. But when I get there, I will need some gift tags, so they're always handy to have around ready and waiting. So I thought we would make some gift tags today. So let me flip this around and we can take a look at some of the things that you need to get started with that. Okay. Sorry, I'll have to look at my hand here for a moment, and we'll get this set up and ready to go. If you are joining me live today, do leave me a comment so I know that you're here. And if you are watching it on replay, go ahead and leave me a comment as well. And I always love to see who's been watching the videos and enjoying them. And if you have some tags, you can even share those, if you like, in the comments for my post. So when you're going to make tags, they can be as, I'll say, as plain or as fancy as you like. But if you craft the way I craft, you probably have a bin around and you've got bits and pieces in there of things that you were sure you needed for a card that you were going to make, and then as you were putting the card together you found that nope, you didn't really need that after all, and in fact it didn't really work for the card you were doing, so it got set aside. So I tend to collect them in a bucket, and then every now and again I decide that it's time to go through the bucket and pull some of the things out and do something with them. I also, when I'm, die cutting, sometimes I die cut lots of bits and pieces, more than I need for whatever I'm making, and then I end up with extras, so I try to just stick those into little plastic envelopes. These are just the plastic envelopes that my dies came in. You get a little plastic envelope with that covers your dimensionals when you buy a pack of dimensionals, and they're just handy to keep because they do open and close, and they have a little bit of sticky so that my little bits and pieces inside won't fall out everywhere, which they have been known to do from this sort of a bucket as I lean on the edge of it, and whoops, flick, and I got little bits and pieces everywhere. So these are handy. You may want to save a few of those. So anyway, gather up all your little bits and pieces. If you haven't accumulated any bits and pieces, that's okay. You can cut some, punch some, you can do just stamping, whatever you like. These pieces in this envelope are from the gingerbread dies and the giving gifts dies. And I put them in a separate envelope because they have, oh, there's another gingerbread guy. So they're small bits and pieces, and they can be a little bit tricky to adhere. So I have, before I cut these, I put adhesive sheets on the back, so everything becomes a sticker. How handy is that, eh? There's some that I made. already, but here, so these are ready to go. It's, I find it easier if you use your, take your pick tool or your pokey tool, whatever you have, and just sort of dig it in the backing a little bit, and then gently pull the back off, and that's garbage. But as you can see, this is now sticky, so this becomes a sticker. So I have that. This is the red and green foil that is in the fall mini catalog, and I just used the gingerbread dies to cut out some of the circles. But look at that. Instant peppermint candy. Is that, I just think these things are so cute. I love these. I just want to make a whole bunch and stick them everywhere. Maybe on my walls, or maybe on my my laptop, my computer, just to decorate it and make it festive or something. Who knows? They could go anywhere, couldn't they? Okay, I'll just put this one on here. There we go. So now we have some peppermint candies all ready to go. And those adhesive sheets, if you haven't used them, they are awesome for any fine die cuts. So you can see I've got one cut out here with the details of the bell, and I've done them with the bell and the decoration, a number of the things from the gingerbread dies, because they are very, very fine, and it can be difficult to get glue in those areas. So anyway, we've got lots of bits and pieces to get together. And then if you want quick and easy tags, I suggest you cut strips of cardstock that are 2 inches wide, and then you can use them just like this, or if you have a tag topper punch, you can use them. You just slide this in here, give it a punch. Make sure you go all the way down, and then you have a little topper on that you can use to insert a ribbon. Okay. And we'll do this one perhaps with the corner rounder. So we'll just give him some round corners. This triple punch is awesome. This is a corner rounder, and I use it all the time, just rounding the edges of my cardstock. It's great if you don't want square corners. You can have round corners. There you go. It's good when you're making boxes and things like that too. If you want to put, you know, if you have a little tuck-in tab, it just makes it a little easier to tuck in. Okay, so we've got a bunch of our bases ready to go. Set those punches aside. And you can stamp on your tags, or you can just add things to them. You don't, you know, you don't have to put a sentiment or anything on it. Each year, you will find there's probably at least one stamp set that has a to and from on it. You could use that if you like. So this is the one from Snowman Season. And there is also one in the Bright Baubles stamp set. There's a to and a from in there. So if you want to and from on your tags, if you fill the front, you can always stamp that on the back, or you can make it a part of your tag, whatever you like. As I said, the options are endless. There's no rights, no wrongs. It's crafting, remember? There's no rules. It's whatever you want to do, whatever you decide to do at the moment that you decide to do it is what it is supposed to be. So I had cut some balmy blue cardstock that I'm sort of searching for here as we chat, and I don't see it anywhere. I was going to actually make this tag for you to show you how this worked. I'll have to see if I can find some blue cardstock. But in the meantime, I do have one made that I can show you. So let's move on. Have I cut any of the tags that are long enough for this? Let's see. So there's, no, some of the long pieces. Okay, so we're going to move over to perhaps, look, here's a Christmas tree that I had die cut a while ago, and he could fit right onto that. So I am just going to, I think actually I'm going to pop him up with dimensionals. I tend to use dimensionals a lot on tags just to give them a little extra poof. And because you're not mailing them, you don't have to worry about how fat they are. There's no extra postage will be required. So go ahead, poof it up. There we go. And then I am just going to stick him right onto there. And we should probably get some gems, shouldn't we? I didn't grab a bunch of gems, which I should have done. We'll just grab a couple of things here, see what we have. So keep us out of trouble for a little bit, I think. So maybe some of these red rhinestone jewels would be the way to go for this guy. And we'll just sprinkle some of these onto our tree. Just to add a little bit to him. And then for the top, you can use something else you might want to have handy, perhaps a stack of ribbon that you could choose from. Maybe we'll put some of this red on here to go with our tree. So the easiest way to add ribbon to a tag like this is to just cut a few inches. Oops, there we go. And then I just thread it through this little hole that we punched in here from the front to the back. And then feed those through. Tougher than tying a bow on camera. Pull them fairly even, get it sort of straightened around there. There we go. And then just sort of work it together a little bit. And pull it snug. And there you go. Look at that. How quick and easy. Isn't that great? Does he need more gems? Maybe a little bit more bling on this guy? We'll set them aside and we'll think about that. Sometimes I just set them aside for a little bit and I come back and take a look and then I think, no, that's plenty of bling. Don't add more. And sometimes I think, yes, we need more bling. We always need more bling. Put some more bling on there. So we'll see where we go with that one. So the other thing you can do, this is the Tidings of Christmas Designer Series paper and the Pine Tree Punch, and just have some Christmas trees. I actually have a couple that I had punched out for some project and I didn't use them, so we could just layer some of these on there. Maybe we'll put a to and a from on this one. Shall we do that? Let's grab some Evening Evergreen ink. Just slide these to the side for a minute. And there's a to from. Put that right down at the bottom here. There we go. And then we can attach our Christmas trees. So again, we will add some dimensionals to pop those up. See, the only thing when you're making tags, you tend to lose your supplies a lot because you have so many bits and pieces around. At least I do. Perhaps you're a little more organized than I am, but yeah, I tend to lose things on my desk from time to time. Okay, so I'll get these backs off of here. I'm going to put this one up fairly high. I'm just going to have it dangling over the edge a little bit, which is totally fine. again, no rules. No one says you can't. And your tags don't have to be just 2 inches wide. That's just a nice width to fit in the tag topper punch. So hopefully this will leave enough room for people to write. I guess they could write the 2-person under there. That went in a little bit far. And my Christmas tree is crooked. It'll fall over in its stand. There we go. That's better. And we'll finish these guys off. Maybe we'll make this guy gold. Shall we do him in gold? So we'll add some... these are gilded gems. We'll put one of these on each of the tree tops. So at the my That's Fancy this week, we had a request for some boxes and some packaging. So here's your tags, and if you join me next Monday evening at 7:30 right here on my Facebook page, we are going to make some boxes and some sort of Christmas packages. I don't know what just yet. I guess we will find out, won't we? But hey, I have lots of time to plan that, right? It's only Thursday. Loads of time, loads of time. Okay, so we're going to put some gold ribbon on this one to go with our gold gems on our trees. I'll just thread this through. There we go. So there's another one. So as you can see, you just, you know, grab whatever you have. Anything goes. Absolutely anything goes. There's, oh, here's my blue cardstock. It was hiding. Okay, so maybe we'll do, we'll make one. I think this is long enough for that snowflake to fit on. I'll show you how that sticker works, or the adhesive sheets work on these bigger pieces. Yes, this will fit on here just fine. So again, I've got my take your pick tool, and I'm just going towards the corner, and I'm just going to poke it in and get this lifted up. Sometimes you just have to, you know, you have to work it a little bit. There we go. Get it up, and then you just want to pull it carefully off, because there are some very fine detailed bits and pieces in this, and that's why we use these sheets, and that's why they are excellent. Making this into a sticker makes it so much easier to adhere to your project. There we go. So now the back is all sticky. I'll bring this in. I find it easiest to kind of get it placed near the bottom where I want it. Get it lined up straight, because like tape runner, when this goes down, it's stuck. I've never tried to remove one of these. I don't know whether the dental floss would work well or not. I think it's best not to test the theory. So if you just take your time and try and go down straight, that would be my recommendation. So okay, and then maybe some silver cord for this guy. How would that work? Not sure. This might be a little bit curvy, but we'll see. We'll see how it looks. It will straighten. It's just come off the roll, so that's why it's a little bit rolled. There we go. That's just a thin one on that, but we could always add, shall we try Okay, here we go. We're going off plan here, off schedule. Not that I really had a schedule, but let's see. Actually, you know what? Let's take some of this. Well, this might be kind of thick for this, but you know what? We're going to give it a try. So I'm going to cut. This is the metallic mesh ribbon, and it's beautiful. I mean, you could put that under a tag. Gosh, that would look lovely, wouldn't it? But it is fairly wide. I think it's about an inch wide. What does it say here? Oh, it's 3.8 centimeters. Welcome to Canada. It's 1.5 inches wide, but because it is so fine, you can squeeze it together and it becomes quite narrow, and it's fairly easy to work with. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to tie around silver cord. I've never done this before, folks. And I'm tying a bow on camera. Boy, talk about a double whammy. Tying a bow with something in a way that I've never done it before. That's what friends are for, right? Sharing laughter as we try new things, some that work and some not as much perhaps, but I think this is kind of working. Not positive about the two ends sticking out the top yet, but let's get this bow done and then we'll take a look. The bow doesn't want to sit quite straight. Okay, so there's the bow. Well, you know, if you tape that, if you're taping that to your package, then this bow would be just sitting here. I think that'll work. There we go. Ta-da! Look at that. And since we made those peppermints, we should probably use some on a tag. So we could just do a to and from, maybe with some peppermints around it. Or what else do we have in our bag of tricks here? I think I have oh, look, here, the icing on my gingerbread. Oh no, this is peppermints on my, the peppermints on my candy house or something. That is sort of what it is. But what if we could put one of these on with some candies around, couldn't we? Maybe put the big one down here where we have a little more space. Something kind of sort of like that. What do we think? Does that work? Maybe? Maybe not? What the heck? Let's just go for it. Okay, I think I'm gonna pop up everything on this. So we're just gonna put a bunch of dimensionals on the back of these and get them all ready to attach wherever we end up deciding we want to put them. Okay, here we go. Just grab these. We'll get the backs off, and then everybody can just sit here while we decide what we're going to do with them. I wonder, oh, maybe I should do a Merriest Christmas and just put that up there, and then we won't have room for as many candies, but that would be okay. I'm not sure. Maybe I should stick with the original plan. Since that's kind of what I had laid out. So we'll see. It will work. It will be fine, because it always is, right? Put him near the top. And I'll add that guy. I'll put this guy down here. Oh, I didn't take the back off this one yet. There we go. So we won't be using him. Oh, that's kind of fun, isn't it? Look at that. Look at those yummy candies. They're just bright and festive, and that that kind of works. So we add another color with some gold ribbon in here, or should we stick with red? The red foil paper it's a little bit in between our cherry cobbler and our real red, so sometimes I find it tough to add red ribbon, but we'll use gold. Gold is good for Christmas. Gold and silver. Silver and gold. Where's Burl Ives when you need him to serenade us? Love all the old Christmas shows that we watched when we were kids. Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Charlie Brown. Those were all the classics. I know I'm dating myself, but oh well. There we go. Okay, so there's some tags, and here's some others that I had made before today. So here's another one of the snowflake ones. This one I just attached this same mesh ribbon in the top the way we've been doing these others. So there's two styles for the top. I don't know, I kind of like the one with the bow, but again, lots of choice. And here's one where I stamped the to and from, and then I added the gingerbread bell decoration. Here's another one with some of the pine tree punch, and I added, these are the holiday gems that I've added to this one, and I stamped to you and yours, which is also from the Bright Baubles stamp set. So you can add other sentiments on there. So there's the two that we did with the Christmas trees, and this ribbon I just stapled. I just folded it and stapled it. Here's another one with the trees that I did, and these have the holiday gems on the top as well. This one I stamped to you and yours on a little banner strip. So you can do anything you want. There's lots of things you can do. Here is one of the giving gifts die cuts, another one. We used the snowflakes. This is the Santa and the sleigh with the reindeer, and I have just cut that out with real red cardstock and attached it to a basic white base. And this ribbon I just thread it through, and then I held it together with a piece of the gold Simply Elegant trim. So that's it's kind of rolling off my roll, but there it is, it's that. So I just used a little piece of that to tie that together and hold that ribbon on the top. So lots and lots of tags. If you have scraps around, that's a great way to use them and end up with something that you need this time of year. And if you don't have any scraps sitting around, well, take a few minutes and cut out some shapes or punch some shapes and die cut, fussy cut, whatever, and then sit down with some tag bases and some ribbons or gems and something, and in no time at all you can have a nice little stack of beautiful handmade tags. So let me, I'm just going to grab this again and come back up. If we can find that. There we go. Okay, so one step closer to being ready for Christmas. And as I said, next Monday evening at 7:30, I have That's Fancy. And the fancy things we're going to make this week are some boxes and some sort of packaging. Like I said, haven't quite designed them yet, but it's Thursday and I'm going to get on that really soon. So we'll have something to share, and I hope you can join me then as I help you get ready for Christmas. Okay, have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next Thursday at noon for lunch break. Bye for now.